Hi guys, it's Roseann White, fitness trainer and holistic wellness educator here on a beautiful Saturday morning to take you through a tone your arms for a sleeveless summer workout. So I want to welcome you all. It's early here on Saturday morning, although not that early. I wake up quite early, so this is a good part of the morning for me to start working out. And I hope you'll join me in this workout routine that's meant for men and women of any age, of any ability. You start where you're at and you move from there. So I wanted to spend a couple minutes waiting for all my social media peeps to come on in. I'm going to check to make sure that you can, in fact, hear me. And as I'm waiting here and you are populating, so to speak, just come on and say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from, where I want to make sure I'm live. Yep. If you do, in fact, have the Lifepro PowerFlow Dumbbells, I am actually going to also be working on my Rumblex Pro 4D platform as well. But know this, you don't have to have a platform. However, it's going to really up-level your routine. You don't have to have the PowerFlow Dumbbells. I'm going to do this in kind of two parts, so to speak. I'm going to use the Lifepro resistance bands that come with many products up from Lifepro. A lot of their vibration platforms come with the resistance loops, so I'll be using those. And I'm also going to be using the mini stability ball, which comes with the Horizon Balance trainer as well. So know that those are options. And if you're waiting for your PowerFlow dumbbells to arrive, you can use water bottles, for example. Filled up ones, of course, just to get things going. Because here's the deal. We're going to work on sculpting, toning, rather than muscle building. That's the difference. So just, guys, give me a second here. I just want to just make sure that, I know I see some of you guys here, but can you hear me? And if you can you just say hi in the chat? That would be great. Yep. Where you're at and you... Perfect. Okay. I can hear me, so that's good. All right. So we're going to tone our arms for a sleeveless summer using bands and light weights. My light weights are going to be very light, 5 pounds for me. You can go a little bit heavier, but here's the difference. When we're toning, we're using the light body weight or light weights, if that's the goal, right? We want to work with heavy reps and several sets and be consistent. That, I believe, well, it's backed by a lot of scientific research. That's where we're going to get the more bang for our buck for toning our arms. If you want to build more muscle, more volume, you're going to have to lift heavier weights. But that's not what today's session's about. Today, we're going to use bands and light weights, heavy reps, and several sets. Now, be sure to incorporate cardio-focused activities into your workout, either before or after, to help with toning. This is going to help a calorie deficit. It's going to help to burn fat. And then, of course, be sure to follow up with your routine with an appropriate amount of macronutrients. Add in that protein. There's so many different ways to get it, but protein has been the big buzz lately. I don't know if you've been noticing it, but protein, and more protein. It's going to curb your sugar cravings and it's going to build muscle. So it's a great source of strength for you. Also, know that your cardio workout could be in so many different ways. It could be the treadmill. It could be the elliptical. The products Lifepro sells, the Flex Fit, so the Flex Cycle, the jump track. You can just jump rope. You can kickbox. You can swim. You can dance. You can hike. But we just want to get that calorie expenditure, okay? And then by lifting weights, we're going to burn more calories throughout the day. Secondly, know the difference between mobility and stability in the shoulder joints. I want you to work in a pain-free range of motion. Your shoulders are meant to do a couple things. They're meant to lift and lower. That's elevate and depress. They're meant to protract and retract, back and forth. They're also meant to circumduct or move around. So I see this with many of my clients, men and women, mostly women, but men too, that they use these big muscles, the neck muscles, the traps to lift their arms. So we want to think about shoulder stability and arm mobility to get those nice toned muscles for summer and more. Okay, that's all the chatting I'm going to do. We're going to start with the workout. The first part is going to be band exercises. So I've got a couple of the bands from Lifepro. I have the light and the medium. You can pick one that works for you. If you don't have these bands, maybe you have the Flex Cycle or the elliptical. You can use these longer bands, okay? So if you didn't get these because you don't have your platform, but you got these with another product, use that. That's fine. Also, I'm going to do a set I've attached my resistance bands with handles. I've attached that to my vibration platform. I'm going to do a second set seated with my feet on the platform. My third set, I'm going to add weight. So you're going to see 3 sets today, guys, okay? This workout is recorded, which means you can have it for the rest of your life, and it's going to be in 3 parts. You're going to have to timestamp which phase you want, okay? So fast forward from the chatting, and let's dive in. I'm going to be sitting on my stool for the first round. Now you can have your feet on the platform. I'm sitting on the stool because I want you to see me from the side and the front for this, which can be a warm-up, and it also is a workout. So I want you to know, I like to do bands for my warm-up, but they're also helping me tone my muscles. I'm going to start with my medium band, and if you're sitting or standing, I want you to think about your posture. Your knees in line with your hips, your ears over your shoulder. That's huge, okay? Let's take a couple shoulder rolls, inhale and exhale, just to loosen things up a little bit. Get the synovial fluid warmed up in the joints of your shoulder, and then reverse your circle. Big breaths in and out. We want to put oxygen into the muscles. And now we're going to drop the head to one side and the other. Just a few little stretchers, noticing what side is a bit tighter than the other. Look to your left, look to your right. Maybe make sure you pull your chin in. Really important, we want to loosen things up in the neck and shoulders so those guys that are already tight don't work too much more for your work effort. Now, I'm going to take the band. I'm going to face you to show you this. My elbows are at the side. This is going to be internal, external rotation. I've got resistance on the band. Okay, I'm going to show you my elbows are really close in. I'm externally rotating one arm, internally rotating the other arm. And you can see I've got my thumbs up on this, palms are facing. And we're going to do approximately 15 to 20 reps. Yep, not 8 or 10. We want to really work on toning those muscles and breathing. And I'm already feeling it. You might feel a bit of a burn in your arm muscles. That's the lactic acid pushing through. So if it's pain, I don't want you to do it. And you see, I've got a nice pace going. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. While you're doing this move, you're thinking about pressing your feet into the floor or the platform. You can do it standing, but I just want you to really think about your alignment. Let's go for 4. Oh, I'm feeling the burn. 3. Keep that resistance tight or taut. And 1. Ho-ho. Shake out your shoulders. So hopefully you're feeling it all through these muscles, okay, but not in your neck. So the next exercise I call reach front. This is for extension of the arm. It's going to be working the medial and anterior deltoids, okay? So I'm going to hold the band. I've got it right on my wrists there, fingertips reaching forward. I'm going to put a little bit of resistance. I'm going to reach up and down. Let me show you from the side. I'm not going too high or too low, but I don't want my shoulders to lift either, okay? Lifting and lowering just the arm bones, keeping resistance in the band. My triceps, The back of my arms are working too because my arms are extended. Exhale and inhale. And as I said, about at least 15 reps here, being sure that you're not rocking back or forward, keeping pressure into your feet. Exhaling all your air so you can bring fresh oxygen into the body, into the muscles. Let's go for 5 and 4, keeping that resistance taut. 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Yeah, feeling it there. So good. Roll out the shoulders, shake it out, loosen everything up, grab a sip of water. Keep hydrated. It's super important, guys. So the next exercise is extension. I'm going to call these reach backs. Okay, you're going to reach back. That's going to definitely target rear deltoid and tricep muscle. So for this one, my palms are going to be facing in again. Thumbs are pointing down, okay? Now I will pitch forward slightly, okay? I'm not rounding my back. I'm pitching forward slightly, and I'm going to pull back. Now, as I pull back, I'm pushing out. Let me show you from the back what it looks like. I'm pressing my arms out. Pull the belly in here, and also be sure you're not letting your chin lead out. Tuck your chin. So if I'm leaning forward, I'm looking down at the floor. I'm exhaling, knitting my ribs in. You're going to feel the muscles between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids, are contracting. Shoulder blades are slightly gliding up as I extend. And I'm getting a really nice stretch across the front of my chest, which is super important too because I see it being a fitness trainer for 27 years, working with folks just like you, tight chest muscles, which limit mobility. So we're opening up the chest at the same time. And we've got 5, again, chin in, 4, exhale, ribs pulled in. Last 3, belly tight, and 2, and 1. And you're gonna should feel front of the shoulders, back body, and shake it out. So the next exercise is our side raises, and this is abduction, moving away from the body. And I'm going to actually use my lighter band on this. And I'm going to just show you from the side. And actually, let me sit here because I want to stay seated because I want you guys to know if you're not up for standing on this stuff, you don't have to. Okay? I'm going to hold on. I'm going to give it a little grip here. I'm going to reach away. So one arm kind of gets a break here, kind of. And I'm just reaching away. My thumb's pointing forward. Your thumb could point out. If you have pain in your shoulder joint, turn your thumb out. Because that changes the angle of things. Maybe if there's a little bit of impingement. And we're trying to work, there's a bit of momentum here, but we're trying to work with strength. Reaching out and controlling the return in. Exhale to inhale. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm getting more range of motion by doing one arm at a time. You can do both arms, and I'm going to show you this just if you're lacking time. You can go like this, okay? A little less range of motion, but it's still targeting the muscle, so know that, okay? But I'm going to go for one arm at a time, actually to give my arms a bit of a break, okay? Posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, chin pulled in. I can't say it enough. I've been saying it for decades to everybody, so I'll continue to remind you because we forget. We're thinking about the rep count. Maybe you're thinking just about your breath. You're thinking about how many more do I have to do, right? I feel the burn. Again, your thumb can be pointed out like you're hitchhiking or forward. Let's go 5. Exhale 4, 3, and last one. And roll it out. So we've got 3 more exercises, okay? abduction is the next one. And this is kind of an interesting one. I want you to think about, we're working our pec muscles and our biceps in this, okay? I haven't lifted weights for biceps, but my biceps are working in an isometric form, which is also really nice. This is how in Pilates we get lean muscle tone. So I'm going to take the ball. If you don't have a ball, you can use a pillow, you can use a yoga block. I'm going to use the ball, and I'm going to put it right in front of my face. My elbows are not too high, they're not too low, but I'm going to work right in my neutral position. I'm squeezing and releasing, okay? We call this in the gym, if you're working, it's called a pec deck, but I'm abducting. I'm adding arms into center line. Now, I can work this a lot of different ways. I can even bring the ball between my elbows, a little trickier. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to squeeze, 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 squeeze. You see how I'm lifting up and I'm lowering down. They're little pulses, but with intention. Release and squeeze. 5. And another 5 up. So 20 reps can go rather quickly when we do this. Again, biceps working, chest muscles working. And release. Yeah, feeling the fatigue, right? That's where we want to go. Now, my next one is a shoulder press. You can decide what band resistance you want. I'm going to go for the heavier one, and I'm going to put I'm going to go for the lighter one. Now that I just did that, I'm going light because I know it's ahead. Okay, I'm palms are facing inward instead of facing out inward. You have 2 options. I'm going to show you from the front. You can kind of do a narrow press up, okay, right in front. That's going to work your front deltoids. I'm going to go from behind. Now, this is challenging for some people. My ponytail's in the way, but let me get that out of the way for this. Okay, so see my elbows are forward. They have to be, okay? And I'm going to, that way I'm not taking my head forward. My elbows are forward so my hands can go back and I can exhale and inhale here. Make sense? I'm doing a shoulder press. I'm pulling the band apart, pulling the abs in, getting the range of motion that works for me, that I'm not in my neck on this. Try to get the fullest range for you, down all the way and up most of the way. I don't have to go completely straight because guess what happens? You go into your neck. If I go here, I'm going too far up. Let's go for 6, 5. Keep the abs in. That's the main thing. 4 and 3, 2. Burn, baby, burn. And 1. And release. So shake out your shoulders. Grab a sip of water because we have one more band exercise. And I didn't even time this, honestly, to see how long it takes, but it's not that long. You have time for this. My last band exercise. I'm going to hold this band like I'm trying to pull it apart. And I'm going to make circles forward, okay? Right from the side, I'm showing you. We're going to go 20 circles this way. Keep pulling the band apart. They can be big. They can be small, but just make them round. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax for a second, shake things out. Then we're going to reverse the circle. Again, I'm pulling wide and I'm going to loop it around the other way. I'm coming from chest forward. Now, there's a lot going on in the back muscles here. I'm keeping tension on the band, pressing into my feet, reach the crown of the head to the sky, and breathe. And you're feeling fatigued, I bet, because I know I am. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Quite a good way to warm up muscles and to get those muscles to actually activate. Now, we're not going to need this band anymore. I'm going to grab some water, and we're going to go into our second set. And this set is going to be with the resistance bands using the Rumblex platform. Now, a couple things, and again, I want to talk to a variety of people in our family here. If you are not a fan of these bands for various reasons, okay? and I don't know what they are, but if you're not a fan of the bands, you can, in fact, take one. Let me get one with color so you can see it. These are bands from Lifepro. From the Flex Cycle and the Flex Stride, we get bands there. You can use the bands, stepping on them, and you can use the bands as well, okay? Just know that. And the Rumblix also comes with other bands too, but I'm going to use the ones that I can't with the handles, okay? So right now, I'm going to put my program on Oscillate. I love Oscillate for a lot of reasons. We're going to go through 7 exercises. Now, some of these you might stay seated, some you might go standing, okay? And it doesn't really matter for me. It's just what feels best for you. Upright rows. Now, the band is a little long for this, so I'm going to choke up on it, and I'm going to pull the band up, okay? I've got 20 of these guys, exhaling, inhaling for each rep. If you want to, again, it's totally your road, your ride. If you're feeling comfortable with this movement, you can stand up and upright row. Smooth range of motion. I'm not really holding at the top or bottom. I want complete range of motion. 5, 4, 3, and last one, and release. I'm going to bring my camera down just a little bit so you can see me when I do stand up. Okay. Our second exercise are side raises. Now you saw me doing these with the loops. I've got my band crossed over. Okay, sit up nice and tall and lift. You can go about as high as your head with this. I'm okay with the range of motion being full like this, all the way down, all the way up. Just keep a little tension in the band. And I'll say it again, pull belly button in and up. Okay, for the next 10 reps, I'm going to stand with this. My thumbs are pointing forward, too much impingement. Hitchhike move, thumbs out. Soft bend in your knees. One more, and then release. Great. Roll that out, let everything relax. How you feeling? How's it going so far? Okay, the next one is called goalpost arms. So we look at goalposts like this, elbows are slightly forward. I'm going to come into my goalpost. I'm going to take my feet wider so my bands aren't in the way. And I'm going to reach up and down. We're going to call it shoulder press, right? Exhale, inhale. Actually, I take that back. Cut, 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 cut. Goalpost arms, elbows out to the side. Okay, our goalpost arms start here. Shoulder press is another move. So I've got 90-degree bend. I'm going to come up to goalpost and back. That's what I meant to do. I didn't want to miss this one because it's all about rotator cuff. And I'll tell you what, chances are you may fatigue earlier. So you take a break, you let the burn dissipate, then you finish your set. Don't give up on these. My wrists are right in line with my elbows. Elbows are in line with the shoulders. I'm going to go for 5 more. I almost wish I forgot these. 3. Last 2. And last 1. And relax. Whoo, doggy. So now that we've done the goalpost arms, we're going to go into a pec deck. Now, just like I did with the ball squeezing in, I'm going to take my loops. I'm going to come inward, and I'm just going to go out. In and out. This resistance is making my biceps and my shoulders work like crazy. The motion of bringing elbows in squeezes chest, but it's thighs and shoulders. Every time you bring the elbows out, you think about knitting the ribs in. And exhale. Push into your feet. We're going to do 5 more of these. You got them? Use them. Last one. And relax. Roll your shoulders out. And again, as I said, you can stay seated. You can be standing depending on the length of your bands. From the pec deck, now we'll do overhead presses. I'm just giving my muscles 15, 20 seconds to let the lactic acid move through. I still have my bands crossed. I'm still wide on my feet. All the sensation of vibration is helping through the legs and hips. I love it. It feels so good. Okay, now here's my goalpost arms. Okay, we're going to reach up and down. You're limited by the resistance, and that's fine. Move into it. Push down your feet to lift the knuckles to the sky, keeping the ribs pulled in. That's the biggest thing I see with anyone who's working out is popping the ribs up, arching in the back. Exhale. You can come all the way down, all the way up. Get that full range of motion if you'd like. A little break in the arms and push through it. We've got 5 more of these, guys. And last one. We haven't lifted a weight yet, and if you're feeling it, I know I am too. You're fatiguing in the muscles. Again, shake things out. What I like to do sometimes during my break is just bend over and put my hands on the vibration platform and let some energy move through my palms, wrists, all the way to my shoulders, just to flush out those toxins, the lactic acid, and give me a bit of active recovery. Okay, that felt really good. I'm glad I did that. Hopefully you'll do that too. You can do that at any time. Now we're going to go into what's called the Arnold press, okay? This is a combination move. I'm going to show you without weight. Let me just actually show you this. The Arnold press. Elbows are at the side. You're going to go up, okay? Then you're going into goalpost arms. Then you go an overhead press. Then you bring the elbows in and you come down. So it's a fluid move, okay? See that? Will we get 20 reps out of this? Well, that's going to be up to you because this is like one of those moves that if you can only do one exercise, just do an Arnold press because you're going to hit all your arm muscles, okay? So I'm going to do it with a band, okay? I've uncrossed my band. I'm going to go to 90 degrees. I'm going out to the side raise, goalpost arms, overhead press, pec deck, and down. Out, up, press, in, and down. So see how I combine those moves? Pretty tricky, huh? Side raise, goalpost, overhead press, pec deck, bring it back in. I call this gunslinger arms when your elbows are at your side. Out, up, over, and in. Back. Let's use breath with that. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Out, in, and down. And see how smoothly you move after a while? It's one continuous move. Out, up, over, and in. I'm going to go for 5 more of these, guys. If I'm going too fast, slow it down. Out, goalpost, press, pec deck, and in. Last 3. Out, up, over, and in. And 2. Imagine what this is going to feel like with weights. And 1. Excellent. Okay. Roll the shoulders out, shake everything out. Again, you can put your hands, you can even put your forearms on your thighs. And let the energy of the platform from your feet to your knees, to your elbows, to your shoulders, shake everything out. How's my time on my platform? Thanks. Yeah, I've got 30 seconds and my platform's going to shut off. I'm not going to put it back on, but you can, okay? I'm just going to continue on with my next exercise. This is the 7th exercise of our series, and let's do it. It's called the victory press. So our victory press looks like this. I'm going to cross over, okay? I'm going to cross over and up, in and down. See that crossover? Up and out. It's almost like a side raise, right? Abduction and up. In Pilates, we call this draw the sword. Exhale. And ground. A lot of good movement from the shoulder joint. So squeeze your arms across each other and then push it up. 5, 4, and one more. Great. So this was another opportunity for you to get all those arm muscles active. Cross over, get a stretch, tuck your chin to the chest, shake your head no and yes. Reach up, a little bit of side bending. Hands behind the head, open up. Hands behind the butt, reach down and release. Okay, 3rd set. Are you with me? Now we're going to add our weights to it. So hydrate for a moment. Get your platform ready because I'm going to be standing with this one, and get your weights selected. I'm going to stick with my lightest weight. I'm going to only do 5 pounds because, as I said, if you missed the introduction, toning is about lightweight, heavy reps, and consistency. Okay, so let's set that up. Move this out of the way. I'm going to move my camera back just a little bit so you guys can see all of me. That should do it. Get these guys out of the way so I don't trip on them. And grab some water. How are you feeling so far? Okay, let me do one more thing. Okay. I am going to go on the P3 program. I like the variety that my Roblox gives me. So P3 it is. I don't have to worry about speeds or direction. It's going to do its own thing. 5-pound weights. And we begin. Let's see if this is a 10-minute workout. It should be. Okay, so I'm standing, soft knees. We're going to go for upright rows. 15 reps. You can go more if you want, but please control. Exhale. Inhale. Feeling it at the top of the move. Lifting elbows. I want you to see my elbows are in front here, guys, okay? They're not behind me. They're front. Those 2 reps didn't count. So I want you to think also, the weights are lower than the elbows. The elbows lead up. The wrists stay in neutral position. I see a lot of funky wrist grip here. And loosen up your grip, because this is light. You don't have to squeeze the weight on this. You want to feel the muscles contracting instead. We'll go for 5 more. Again, soft knees. 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, I'm going to go into my side raises. Okay. Roll the shoulders, set position, up and down. There's a little power move when I go out and then back in. Because we're standing on the plate, we're upright, you have a couple of other options if you want to incorporate this. You can put a resistance band around above your knees. You can put a ball between your knees and get a little bit more inner thigh work. It's totally up to you to do it. And if this lever, this long line, is too much, you can bend the elbows and lift. That might feel a little bit better for you. Let's go 5 more. Elbows stay in line with the wrists. And the weights are never higher than the elbows. And release. Oh, roll those shoulders out. Now, from here, goalpost arms. If you need breaks, please take them, but I want quality form. And this is quantity too. I normally don't say that, but because we're toning, it's quantity. So we start at 90 degrees and we flip up and down. And we flip up and down. And exhale. Every rep counts. And I want to show you from the side what I'm doing here. See how my elbows are in front of me? I'm not swaying my back. I am counting these reps. This is 10. I've got 5 more. This is great for all the rotator cuff muscles. There's 5, not 1. There's 5 muscles in your rotator cuff. Last 2. And last 1. And come on down. Okay, guys, I'm going to grab a little water here before we go into the next move. How's everyone feeling? I had to take a break. That was a lot. We're going to go into the pec deck from here. I'm not sure why my platform is kind of acting up on me a bit. Okay, pec decks, here we go. Okay, we're going to open to the goalpost position and squeeze. The effort is the squeeze. Now, heck yeah, my biceps are working to keep my elbows bent. My elbows in line with my wrists. Can you touch your elbows and the weights? Whoo, yeah. Go all the way out, open it up. 8. Again, soft knees. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, all the way down. I'm going to set my weights down for a second. Take a little commercial break on that. I'm going to put my hands on my platform. Just sway a little side to side here. Let the blood flow. Okay, let's hit it, guys. Our next exercise is the overhead press. Find your set position. 90 degrees. These can be little. They can be small range, or touch the weights of the shoulders and press up. I never straighten my arms completely overhead. This is kind of my rule of thumb here, is I go for elbows up over the shoulders and then back down. Okay, I don't go full extension because that's in your neck and your traps. I want the muscles of my arms to work. 5 more. Smoothly up, smoothly down. With breath. And last one. And release. Roll shoulders out. So I've got about 3.5 minutes. I don't know if I'll make it, but we'll see. We've got 2 more exercises. Yeah, we'll make it. That's what I want to believe. We're going to make it. Okay, I'm going to stand a little bit wider for my Arnold press. I'm going to bend my knees a lot. So remember, it's 4 parts. Side raise, goal post, press, in and down, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Up. Pull down with control. I'll show you from the side. Out, up, press, forward, and control. It's the control of bringing those weights down. That's a lot of core. I think that was only about 5. I think we'll just do 10 reps of these guys, to be honest with you. It is a lot even for me, and I do this stuff all the time. My pulsation mode on my Rumblex is really talking to me today. I don't know why. Last one. Up, in, and down. Okay. Roll shoulders out. Let's see. We have about 2 minutes left. This is good. We're going to get all 7 exercises in 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes. You can do this. Every day? Heck no. This routine, 2 to 3 times a week? Heck yeah. Okay? Now, from here, victory press. I'm going to bring the upright row and up. So let me show you this. I want to really get close to you here. Okay? I'm going to cross over and V. Cross over, V. I'm going to alternate one arm in front. I'll show you from the side. Cross over and press. It's not the Arnold press. It's not an overhead press. It's a victory press. Now in Pilates, we call it draw the sword. Okay? You're putting the sword in the pocket, you're pulling it out, and you're whipping it out. Okay? Abs, yep. Shoulders and back, yep. Biceps, triceps, yes. We'll go 5, real fluid, 4, 3, and 1. Yes. 1 and done. I'm going to sit on my platform. I've got only 35 seconds left. So join me on your platform. Let's cool things down. Bring your hands forward, tuck your chin around your spine. Reach up, stretch. Now the arms are overhead. Now we're going to take a big side bend. Grab onto your elbows. Drop your head. Now push your head back. Get the triceps to stretch. Do another side bend each way. Platform just shut off, so I got my 10 minutes in. Yay. You can stay seated or stand. We're going to bring hands behind back. Press. Pull those arms apart so you can stretch at the front of the shoulder joint. Then drop your ear to one side, chin in. Other side, chin in. That side's a little tighter. How about you? Feel one side tighter than the other? Do it again. So I'll take my arm. See, I've done this. This way I'm pushing my belly into my forearm. Okay? And then I'm going to drop my ear to the where my elbow's pointing out. So I'm getting a lot more neck stretching, keeping the abs pulled in, getting the chest to open up. And then other way. I definitely don't want you to feel in the neck. Arm work should not be neck work. Okay? And then roll the shoulders out like big circles, like you're backstroking. Cross forward and back. Nice rhythmic movement. We've contracted the muscles not only around the joint, but the belly of the muscle. So let's get blood flowing through. Okay, guys. That's all I got today. I hope you enjoyed this workout. I hope you learned a few new things. Hope it gave you some ideas. Remember, we can use the loops, the resistance bands, or weights with any of these exercises. Gave you lots of combinations. This routine is recorded, so you're going to have it on the Lifepro business page. As always, use common sense. If there is pain or discomfort, back off on the range of motion, back off on the weight or the amount of resistance. Take breaks. You're building up strength in your joints and your muscles. Also, be sure to incorporate cardio-focused activities to help you to tone your muscles and burn fat. And lastly, you've got to feed your body. I'm not going to give any opinions on this or that, but I do know this scientifically. Your body needs food as fuel. Your muscles need protein. They need healthy fats. They need fiber. They need all those good things to sustain you, to keep your metabolism, keep it stoked up. Don't starve yourself after a workout, because then we're just going to take all that fuel from the muscle, not the stored fat. Okay, so feed your body. You will find you're going to get better results for all the hard work you've put into it. And always hydrate. That's super important. Stay hydrated to help with moving lymph through the body as well. And have fun with it. Put on your most favorite music, blast it up, and get rocking. Quality form, quality movement will get you results. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time and attention. Have a great rest of your day, whatever time of day it is, whatever part of the country you are. And I'll see you very soon. We're going to be working on weekends for the next couple weekends. Also, join me tomorrow. I see I still got a few people live. Join me tomorrow. It's Father's Day. And my husband and I are going to show you guys and gals warm-up drills and weight work to do if you are a golfer. And this even goes for pickleball or tennis. I'm going to show you how, same kind of principles of how to get your turn on, get your hips moving more so you have a better experience and feel more confident in your game. So have a great day, guys. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.